It looks like you got beat out by a second, Jay.
Think so?
Cleary got you.
Good for
Cleary-
him. Good.
Yeah, Cleary got you.
Good.
Good morning, everybody. Squilini, open the door for him, please.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the DD214 Network podcast hosted by John, Jay, and myself, Joe. Y'all better look the fuck out today. Our crayons are sharp, the box is full, the bottle of glue is topped off, and our helmet is on tight, baby. We're about to rizm with the tism.
Yes, we are, and we are alive and well, and it is a cloudy 36 degrees, raining all fucking night here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It fucking came, it was snowing hell and high water for hours, and then all of a sudden it just started fucking raining out of nowhere. So
Interesting.
we're getting close to the spring.
It's happening. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. We don't really get much winter anymore, do we? We just kind of get ass blasted with like Arctic frigid temperatures for like a week or three, and then it's spring again. You know,
That's
I mean,
true.
it was when I went to bed last night, it was fucking 32 degrees outside here, and it's 59 degrees already outside fucking, and it's raining. So like we're getting like a warm front from the fucking storms coming up from the coast.
Yeah.
But we're expected to get between 8 to 9 inches of snow on Wednesday and 4 to 5 on fucking Thursday.
That's what it's looking like over here
Now-
too, and
now,
I'm not
again,
excited.
This is North Carolina and North Carolina weathermen. So this is like a guy explaining to a chick his dick size. It's gonna more be like probably 2 to 3 inches.
God damn it. We're gonna get some pretty frigid temperatures here. The high today is going to be 19. Tomorrow, the high is going to be 18, but the low is going to be 4. And the next 3 days after that, our low temperatures are going to be in the negatives. And it's supposed to snow tomorrow and Tuesday here. So just very frigid. Very, very frigid.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Goddamn cold weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
My boy Tex. It was 50 here last night. This morning it was 18 with a high of 33.
Yep. That sounds about right. Like all of our snow finally got melted from like the little Arctic like freeze we had like in January. Just in time for
Let me check.
us to get hit again. So yeah.
We got small pockets left. Small pockets.
So how was fucking everybody's week? Obviously fucking weather sucks, but
I didn't do much. We'll talk about the game. We'll talk about the game here in a little bit. But after like last Sunday, I've been kind of a homebody. I did go out. My watering hole was closed for renovations, so I went to a different watering hole farther down the street, but they also have food. So I went there a couple days and basically brought food home just to like, eat basically and like fuck around. But I mean, I really didn't do a whole lot this week. There really wasn't a lot to my week. I've got like one movie review from a movie we've all seen a little later, maybe just to see how it held up for after 20 years. And other than that, like not a whole lot, guys, not a whole lot. How about you guys?
Pretty good here. Well, I just want to get to this real quick because this is kind of like what I was dealing with too. I'm in Southern Indiana, and the high was at 1 a.m. 35 already, down to the 20s, had 6 inches of rain, and then it snowed 4 inches, and that really sucks. That really sucks.
When it rains and then snows, it's even worse because then the ground's saturated. And then there's a freeze and all the things. What were you going to say, John? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It was a pretty good week. Did some stuff. I was working on weekends are a Clean Sanchez media weekend. We do lives all weekend. I actually went live. I had a lot of free time this week. Outside of the things I was doing for BRVG, some things I was looking up for DD214. So I played a lot of video games this week, and it was very relaxing. I got to play a lot of World of Warships with the homies, which I just came back to it. Very fun game. If you guys like Battleship for grown-ups,
Yeah. But still. Like,
He's probably the ugliest person you know, I bet.
I was gonna say, Joe. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
No, there's a ginger in the chat. Everybody hide.
But yeah, did a lot of that. Got some interesting research. I was for yesterday's Bong Rips and video game episode, we were talking about cannabis and fitness, and I came across a former NFL, well, actually, a current NFL Hall of Famer named Champ Bailey. And Champ Bailey was a player in the NFL who was very open about his cannabis use and how it helped him throughout his career with his pain management. I thought that was really cool to read and stuff like that. And it was an interesting read to kind of look to see that and know that during his time, he was smoking it, he was doing whatever,
Yeah, and it wasn't quite as accepted as it is now.
Yeah.
So it was even though it was only 10, 15 years ago, it was a different time.
Yeah, and even that, like, it wasn't until 2013, a year ago, the first country to ever legalize cannabis. That was just barely a couple years ago.
About 13 years ago this year, yeah. Well, I think it is a conversation that we need to have, especially as veterans. We're not getting confused.
Yeah.
Alcohol is primarily pain management, but cannabis kind of serves double duty as pain management and mental health. Yeah. And that's a conversation that should be had, because for some people, not for all, for some people, marijuana does some amazing things. It can take somebody that's feeling completely lost and out of control to a more manageable level where they can interact and be and live and do their thing in a polite society. And I think there's a lot to be discussed as far as cannabis being a overused but underutilized drug, if that makes sense, John. Like, yeah, everybody fucking uses cannabis, but how many people actually use it medicinally? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like for real, not because you want to get a card so you can buy it at the store.
Yeah. Like, absolutely.
Legitimate medical use, right? Like, we're talking.
Yeah.
It would be like having to stop taking your medicine in the morning if they didn't have it, right?
Yep.
So that's just a conversation that I think oftentimes gets, like you said with Champ Bailey, like, how many people had a sympathetic ear for that guy when he was playing in the NFL? Probably, there was probably a few, but probably not a lot. Everybody's probably, he just wants to smoke weed. He just wants to get high. What about the guys and gals out there that it's not really a high? It does whatever is going on inside, takes whatever's going on inside their brain and brings it back down to a tolerable level. What were you going to say, Joe?
Well, that's kind of like, obviously me being the only one out of the three of us in a non-legalized state, I still have, Delta 9 THC related products from hemp. So, still has the similar effects of marijuana, but federally legal versus waiting on states to pass fucking laws to make the other shit legal.
Right.
Like last weekend I had that incident with the tooth, ended up in the ER. The next day we ended up at our local pub and grub. Mouth was still fucking killing me, so I didn't eat what I normally would, which is fucking my damn fucking wings, because I love the fucking wings they have there. And instead of having a beer, they sell these fucking THC seltzers now.
Yeah.
9 seltzers. I mean, I talked about it last week.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah, I remember.
And, I did that, and I didn't get drunk or high or anything like that. It just took the shoulder pain I have.
There you go.
Was gone. Yep. The fucking tooth pain. It subdued that for a couple hours. It helped with the pain that I have, the chronic pain I have, and because I refuse to take opioids on a daily basis.
Thank you.
I just suffer with the chronic fucking pain most of the time.
Opioids are kind of the elephant in the room. I didn't really want to go directly there, but that's exactly what I was getting at when I say, like, it's like I tell my therapist, and again, no one here on DD214 Network. Just so we're clear, we have disclaimers for a reason. None of us are licensed medical professionals.
No.
When we have these kinds of conversations, there's a reason. It's for mature audiences because we're adults and we talk openly about some of our experiences in life.
Yeah.
What I was getting at was I'm not a huge fan of self-medicating. However, right now in this stage of my life, it's either cannabis and alcohol or fucking opiates. And I'm trying to be a father. I'm only 44 years old. I'm not trying to die by the time I'm fucking 55. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Like I mean, I still have time, but time ain't getting longer. You know what I mean? Like it's getting shorter every day. So we're talking about the risk reward ratio and being responsible in our intake. So my apologies. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, and that's the big thing. It's responsibility. You know, I enjoy to go out and fucking throw back some fucking beers and have some drinks and do that. But you got to be responsible no matter what you're doing.
Seriously.
And, you know, growing up / fresh out of the military, I was on a plethora of fucking medications, whether it was for my PTSD, fucking pain, the cocktail of medications I was on when I first got out.
Right.
I was walking around like a fucking zombie. I couldn't even fucking be a parent to my own kid.
That's what I'm saying. And then on top of that, you're lucky if your fucking dick works. You know what I mean? So like it's like
too.
And they got pills for that, so you can just take more pills for that, right? And then those pills come with their own side effects too.
Yeah, I heard Blue Chew works, not affiliated.
I wouldn't know. Like my dick
I don't
still
fucking
works.
need it.
I'm not.
The only time I would need something like that is when I have what's it called? Whiskey dick. That's when I'm just completely sloshed and shit just doesn't work. But
or it works.
That happens.
Or there's two kinds of whiskey dick. There's the one you're talking about, and then there's the one where like you could fuck like a porn star all night, but you never come. Yeah. You could fuck like a porn star all night.
That's the version of whiskey dick I typically have. Is the it'll inflate. It just
nothing will happen.
Won't shoot. You can pull back the charging handle, just nothing's coming out the motherfucker because the firing pin's been removed from the fucking gun.
At least it's like, yeah. That's fucking
good morning.
Fuck.
Freedom Fighter. We will be talking about.
Yeah, we will be talking about that.
Yes,
don't worry. We'll be talking about it. We'll have some fun with that. Don't worry.
Yeah, but Tame Week, hung out with the boys a lot, played video games, had a good time, editing, video stuff, working, always getting ready for the next episode for the next weekend. And
yep. That's how we do. That's how we do.
I joined the Madden Football League on Madden 25.
Okay.
I haven't won the game. I haven't won it. Well, you know how I am with sports games. I won't watch the sport, but I'll play the game.
I was just gonna say,
because I play FIFA all the time. But I'm not gonna sit down and watch a fucking soccer game.
Well, and it's like I just don't remember you talking about playing sports games a lot, so I didn't even know you played Madden. Brother.
Yeah, I do. Madden 25 is on Game Pass right now, and a couple of the guys that I know, some of the hometown guys were like, "We're in the league," so I was like, "Great, let me just try it. Let me just have some fun."
I really need to get the Game Pass, don't I? I really need to get the Game Pass.
I haven't won a game yet. So that's one thing.
That'd be me. That would be me. That'd be me if I played it right now. If I played it right now,
pretty much what you're saying is right now you're like the Dallas Cowboys of your Madden league.
Yes. That's me.
I mean, at least it's not, well, we'll get into, I'm not going to go there.
It's funny because like some of the guys are like, oh, I don't think that's fair for you. You're going to get frustrated. I'm just like, I just don't have that competitive nature in me to be angry about the fucking video game.
I think I would be a lot better, at least with the boys, not with shithead like Call of Duty players. You know what I mean? But like with the boys, I think I'd be a lot better playing games like that nowadays. Yeah. Than I used to be a lot more competitive in my youth, and I would get frustrated just because I lost. And I always tried to be a good loser, always try to be a good winner, whatever. Like mom and dad instilled that in me, but I would get frustrated. I hated losing. I hated losing. Whereas now I'm kind of like you said, it's a fucking game. I don't.
Yeah.
It is of no consequence to me. It changes nothing whether I lost or won the video game today. You know what I mean?
There is always one of the boys who suck. I am that guy. You know, it just so happens that I'm that guy in Madden. Okay.
And then if the more you play, you'll get better, and you won't be the guy that sucks. And like remember when I first started playing Call of Duty, I was
oh
the
my
guy.
God, yeah.
I was the guy that sucked, and then by the end, I was the guy getting going fucking 30-4. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and fucking carrying half the team on my back. You know what I mean? Like, but that was just because it was during COVID. All we did was play Call of Duty. Like
there was nothing else to fucking do.
That was the only game that was out at that time.
I will never forget when they did that playable trailer for Warzone. And with the nuke and all that, and you and me played that together. Like you and me did that one together, and we were like, holy shit. Like it was like, it was fun.
Now imagine if I was streaming then. Actually, I kind of was streaming then. I just wasn't doing it enough.
We were dabbling. Because I at one point I had a fucking Twitch thing on my computer before I uninstalled it. Like we were dabbling.
You know, I mean, listen, those were good times. I mean, Call of Duty there's so many other games right now. I mean, shit, Enzo is coming out in a few weeks. I can't wait for that. You guys are gonna lose me to that for months, probably.
What's that game about?
It's The Sims, but like 3,000 times more detailed and more.
You talked about this a week or two ago, didn't you?
I don't remember.
I remember having a conversation about this. We had The Sims came up, and I think that's what it was related to. We said something about whatever. The Sims came up, and it was like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
and we discussed it, I think.
Yeah, and then obviously, if anybody wants to play World of Warships on PC, let me know.
There you go.
We got my boy Bear, my boy Tex. I'm the USS New York. So
because of course you are. Because of course
Yankee.
New York City.
I'm back in the New York groove.
Yeah. Oh, and then the last thing I got was I've just fucking buttload of comic reading, man. Reading a really, really good fucking comic series right now that just came out.
Yeah. What's it called?
Hey, Fortnite's still good. Fortnite is still good. What was I just talking about? My bad. Oh, a comic book. I'm reading Absolute Batman. It is a brand new take on the Batman mythology, the Batman lore. And instead of him being a rich guy from Gotham City, he's an average guy who's just super muscular. And instead of both of his parents dying, his mother survives a shooting at the zoo. And his mother is a teacher, and his father's the one that passes away.
Okay.
It's funny. I'm a huge Batman fan, and Squilini is a big. Well, I know he likes Batman, but he likes Spidey. He loves Spider-Man too. But yeah,
kind of just a comic book fan in general.
Yeah. And so what's really cool about this story is that, Alfred's now the butler. He's a CIA agent, or some kind of Secret Service agent who's investigating a man who walks around in a bat suit beating people's asses to a pulp every night in Gotham City. He's it's a really interesting take, and Batman is actually stabbing people and shit. Like his cowl, the
ears are fucking knives.
Yeah, they're knives. His chest piece is a axe.
Dope.
Yeah, and he's just
going around hacking people to fucking pieces.
Sounds like my kind of fucking Batman right there.
It's a great comic book.
I'm a lot more down with this version of the Batman, because the most unbelievable thing about Batman in general is that a rich person would ever give a fuck about the population that they're surrounded by. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny, and I'm sorry, spoiler alert, he makes $200 million, and you know what he does with the money?
Burns it.
He burns it.
Like the joke. The Punisher burns money in the comics often. He will steal money sometimes, but it's only to resupply ammunition and weapons.
Yes.
And oft like there's a comic that I have where like the mobster dudes are like, who the fuck hits both sides, and just walks away, and they're like, nah, don't even say it. Don't even say it. You know what I mean? Like, because they like kills everyone, burns the money, burns the drugs. You know what I mean? Like, just
but
out everyone.
I'm
Like,
telling you, Squillini, Jay, read this comic. It's great. It's
I might look into that.
I guarantee you, in 10 to 15 years, the absolute universe is going to be great. And on top of that, they have an absolute Superman, which is a little Boy Scouty, but the absolute Wonder Woman is fucking awesome because, like, the Amazonians from Themyscira, they're demons. They're not warriors. They're demons. So,
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Speaking of comics, what do you think about The Rock being Apocalypse in the X-Men movie? Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. And it won't happen. They're not going to use a character like that again.
No,
I just don't see it.
I feel like that's just a fucking fan casting / rumor. It's not actually been like, it's not official because they haven't even officially announced the next X-Men movies. Like, we're getting the Fantastic Four here soon, which holy fuck.
Holy shit.
Fucking wait. That trailer was fucking phenomenal. They finally
shit.
did the thing. They did him fucking complete justice. Finally.
Yeah. I love his voice.
Oh yeah.
Is Galactus going to be in this motherfucker?
Yes.
You want to see what he looks like? I got you. Hold up. I'll show you.
You want to see the trailer?
I want to. No. I want to see Galactus. I just want to see. I don't give a fuck about the Fantastic Four. Like they're cool, but
they actually have a good lineup with this cast now.
As a kid reading comic books, I loved Galactus. I was never really into the Fantastic Four. I was a lot more into like the Silver Surfer, some of the Heralds. Galactus was my main thing. Dope.
That's all we got so far.
Like just that little snippet right there.
Yep.
Like the back of his head, basically. Okay. He's huge though, isn't he? He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Show Jay the thing real quick.
The thing?
Yeah, let me see what the thing looks like.
The thing looks amazing. We gotta look at that.
Huh.
And look at them. Look at them.
Almost comic accurate.
Yeah, that's basically comic accurate. Yeah. I can see it. I dig it.
Okay.
A lot more accurate than fucking.
I'm just repeating. He's like, okay. We're gonna add a little clove to it, not because it's bad, just because we need a little zip to it. I love it. I love the actor Ebon Moss-Bachrach, who is famous for being in that show The Bear as the restaurant manager. Yep. He is from Brooklyn, New York. So it really works. And Galactus is being played by a dude with a fucking awesome voice too, isn't he? He's like some dude from Game of Thrones or something like that.
You better not fuck up his voice, dude, because like Galactus.
Galactus
is like a god. He's like a fucking god. Like the voice should be fucking scary. Just like
hang on.
Him speaking normally should drive fear into your heart.
Do you have a clip of the actor's voice?
I do not. I'm pulling up the actor real quick.
Right Ralph Ineson. I got you.
Fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah, what did he do? What was he? Yeah, who was he in Game of Thrones?
Because he was in Guardians of the Galaxy also.
The fuck?
Okay. Yeah.
Who was he?
All right,
he was just one of the Ravager pilots, so he was just.
Shit, we're still going through it. This is his voice. Oh.
Very soon. What do you make of the script that you've read for it?
I'm not someone who knows the whole lore of Marvel. As in my son.
Yes. Because then they can mod it too. They can mod his voice and make it deeper and more. Yeah, like that. I say yes. I say yes.
So for your Game of Thrones fans, Ralph Ineson, he does have a really good voice. It's scary to me, like when I hear his voice.
Can you imagine if they just slightly mod it, on
on a guy who could change the size of his body, nonetheless. I'm just saying.
He's a
I'm
god.
just saying.
Like,
Yeah.
Galactus is basically a god. Like he pre-exists this universe.
You know how they're doing it with him? They you know how like they always change something about a character in these things?
Mhm.
They changed one little thing. He's not a destroyer of planets now. He's a destroyer of universes.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, that's kind
Yeah.
of like one planet at a time. That's basically what he does.
And
He
I-
just does
and
it
I think
really
what's-
slowly.
He was in Nosferatu.
Who did he play? Oh, who was he in Nosferatu? I finally got to watch it.
Oh, fucking! Like, how the fuck am I still the last one? God damn it! I wanted to see that. Is it streaming
Nosferatu.
now?
Wilhelm
Yes, it is.
Sievers. He was Dr. Wilhelm Sievers.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this unfucked real quick here. Like, yeah.
I don't know, man, about these Game of Thrones actors. Look, there's a reason why the show lasted for as long as it did. They're great actors, you know. They did the job. It is not easy to play a character in a world that doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know what happened with my camera there, but you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's you can't. The time doesn't exist anymore. You can't truly accurately portray, especially when the world is fictional too, right? Because aren't there dragons and shit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a fantasy. It's a fantasy. You know, it's fantasy lore. So yes.
Yeah.
Well, what I was
It's great.
saying though is like I meant and I wanted to see that motherfucker in the movie theater, and then we got ass blasted with snow in January when it was in the theaters, and by the time I dug myself out of my house, I missed it in the fucking theaters, and then I kind of like blacked out for a couple weeks and didn't think about it, and they just reminded me that I still haven't seen the fucking movie, and now I'm gonna have to stream it in my goddamn home. That's
Well,
all-
remember
that's all I was saying.
after you dug yourself out, because you and John both had the same issue. It was just constantly sold out. You couldn't get fucking tickets for it.
I did try. I did,
And
make an
that's why
attempt,
I
and it
was the
sold
first
out.
one to
That's
fucking
correct.
go see it because I had those free passes for that movie theater.
The day it came
I
out for
just said, you know what,
streaming,
fuck it.
the day
did
it came
that.
out for streaming, I was like, "Fuck
What
this!" And
service is it on?
oh fuck, I bought it through Xfinity. Like you know how they have like the buy the movie here, and you could.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bought it that way. Speaking of snow, we just got blasted. Oh man, it's about to come
It's
our way
happening.
now.
Yeah, I think all
Now-
three of us are about to get fucking hit like today and tomorrow. So yeah.
Now Dexter Original Sin, 10 out of 10. The show is over. And 2, Scolini, I know you're more into the Yellowstone world than Jay is. Are you excited for 1923 to come back this month?
I haven't. So I've only watched like I haven't even finished Yellowstone yet. Like the last couple episodes that came out, the last part of the final season. I haven't even watched that yet because it's still not on fucking Peacock.
Okay. Have you watched 1883 yet?
But I haven't watched any of the spin-off shows yet.
Oh, you really need to see 1883.
So,
you
I mean,
really, really, really need to see
The
1883.
issue is
Thank you,
I can't
Jay.
watch it with the wife
Thank you.
around because she's a fucking tree hugger to the extent of even if in a show an animal gets killed, she like starts tearing up, crying, and refuses to watch it. So like the entire Yellowstone show, I had to watch by myself while she was in bed.
Yeah.
Or while I was working, have it on the TV in my office, things
Yeah.
like that. Because
There's a couple animals that get that die.
opened up, when the first episode of Yellowstone opened with fucking Costner having to kill his fucking horse,
That's what.
she was like, "Nope, I can't fucking watch this." And I'm like,
That's,
"But the horse was gonna fucking die anyways. There was a bad car wreck, you know." No, it is a support beam
It's gonna
for my
be.
basement.
It's gonna be. It's fucking gonna be. It's gonna
it's a
be.
support beam for the basement. They're fucking shit.
I want to see you swing around that thing, big boy.
Now my camera's all fucking jacked up.
Swing
I'm
on
not
it,
swinging
Joe.
around that
Jesus
motherfucker.
Christ, 7
Come on.
fucking inches. Fuck, dude.
That's
Fuck.
about it. That's about as big as but yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, you got to watch 1883 is a banger, and 1923 to me it's got to me, it's got the best cast. It's got the best story, and it kind of ties a lot of things together as well.
Yeah.
And plus, the it's got Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren. I mean, what more can you ask for?
I think Harrison Ford is just making sure his great grandkids can go to college at this point. Like, because like
he's doing everything.
He's doing everything. Like, he's doing everything, and he doesn't seem particularly like
tired or bothered.
I was gonna say bothered. Like, he doesn't seem very bothered by it. He's just kind of like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Well,
You want me
that's
you want
because
me to be, you want me to be the
like,
red? You want me to be the Red Hulk? Oh, okay. You want me to be a fucking 8,000-year-old fucking Indiana Jones? Okay. You know what I mean? He's like basically just like signing off on everything like right now. So
well, I mean, and at this point, fuck it. I mean, he's setting up his fucking his kids and his grandkids for the fucking rest of their lives.
oh, I guarantee
So,
his kids and grandkids are all good. Like, they're all good. We're going like fucking fourth generation here. We're going like great grandkids at this point. Like, so yeah.
Nah,
Not yet.
I wait till it comes out on streaming. The only Marvel movie I'm ready for is the Fantastic Four, and that actually comes out on my wife's birthday. So
It's actually
the only reason I'm looking forward to seeing Captain America, the new one, is because of fucking Red Hulk. That's really the only fucking reason I want to watch it.
yeah, I mean, the last Captain
So
America
I can't
movie I liked
justify,
was
you
Civil
know-
War.
Well, and the thing is, because it's just one specific character that I've been waiting for them to bring into the MCU that's got my attention, I can't justify spending the fucking money to go to the theater to watch it.
I mean, I watched a movie last night that predates the MCU, but is from the MCU, right? So it's like
The Sony Marvel Cinematic Universe.
maybe is it?
Pretty
I
sure
think-
that was Sony, wasn't it?
I
That
don't
wasn't
think so.
Sony.
Hold on.
No, it
We're-
predates. It predates. It's MCU. It just predates like when they officially like put a label on it and called it the MCU. This is back when like comic book movies were not like that popular. So it was.
I
fun.
think,
It was
and
fun.
you know, Blade paved the way for that.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Like
A lot,
there's.
a lot of people forget about Blade, but Blade was the
Blade was
movie
the
in the
forerunner.
series. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, you had your Dolph Lundgren and your Fantastic Four from like the late '80s,
Oh,
but they
yeah.
were
Well, the Dolph Lundgren one isn't that bad. Like when
for
you
its
get-
time. For its time, it's not.
For its time. And well, and that character, the Punisher, that you can do that as like a regular movie because it's just a dude with a fucking shitload of guns, like wasting criminals.
It's a
You
Navy
know what I mean?
SEAL.
What's that?
It's a Navy SEAL.
No. He was Marines. He was
Oh.
he was recon. He was Marines. Go ahead and look it up, dude. Please try to fact check me on Francis Castiglione, aka Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. Please try to fact check me on this.
So he did complete
It
training.
was Lionsgate and Valhalla Motion Pictures
Right.
partnered with fucking Marvel to do that
There you
to
go.
do that movie.
There you go.
Okay, interesting. So he is not a Navy SEAL, but he did complete
Marines.
training that overlapped with the Navy SEALs. But yes, he is a Marine.
He was he was a Nam. He was a Vietnam vet. Like,
Yep, he
that's-
completed training in the Army, including Ranger School, Airborne School, Special Forces Qualification course. Imagine getting just the Punisher. I
do you
already
mean?
did it.
What do you mean?
What did I just say?
Imagine just
The
getting
Punisher's background.
No, just
So-
imagine if the Punisher was like a real person, pulling the comic book character out and just interviewing him for a podcast.
Oh my god! Like fucking, like, dude, that would be abjectly terrifying.
Yeah. What do we got here? Yep. The Punisher. I love the Punisher. We all love the Punisher. I mean, that's all I got. What do you got now? What's next? Squilini, aren't you up?
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
Oh,
This week was kind of
tell us about your fucking goddamn
fucking week
mouth.
was crazy. So, you know, last weekend we talked a little bit about the fucking tooth incident. Ended up in the ER fucking not this past Friday, but the Friday before. And then fucking Monday, I woke up and it was just really bad. I ended up having to fucking call out of work. It was so fucking bad. Because I just couldn't I didn't sleep at all Sunday night after fucking watching the game and everything, and just mouth was killing me. So I ended up calling out, ended up going to the dentist Tuesday. Well, Tuesday morning I wake up, I was going to go to work for a couple hours before my dentist appointment, then go to the dentist, get the tooth dealt with, go back to work. Get up, get my shower, go to take my antibiotics for the fucking infection and everything. I look in my fucking mouth before I go to take the antibiotics. Fucking huge ass blood blister formed right where the fucking tooth was. Right after I took a sip and drink of my fucking pills, the fucker burst.
So you had like a mouthful of blood and pus and
Fucking it was bad. And my stomach doesn't get queasy or turn over very easily. But like, yeah, my stomach, like, I about threw up from the texture.
What did it taste like? What did it taste like? You sick fuck.
Holy shit! 2 days ago.
I'm not looking at what it tasted like at this point, dude. It was
I'm just
bad.
fucking with you, Joe. God damn it. Like, I understand. Like,
Just
I have my own struggles with my teeth specifically. I have my own struggles. And so like I'm just fucking with you, dude.
so fucking, but I mean, I had the dentist appointment that day, so I just was like, okay, it burst. I'll get to the dentist. When I get to the dentist, they'll fucking do what they need to do.
Right.
They ended up taking the whole fucking tooth because it wasn't salvageable at all.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, why don't they just
Yeah.
Remember, I think I asked you last week, I was like, why don't they just fucking pull your goddamn tooth out?
Because they're not going to do that. But again, they don't do that at the ER.
Yeah, they can't do that at the ER.
So I mean, when I went into the dentist, they did the x-ray of that side of the mouth. They looked at the tooth. Dentist came in. He was like, yeah, we can't save this fucking tooth. We're going to take it.
Gotta go.
So he numbed it up, and he had to numb the gum and then kind of squeeze, because where the blood blister was, it had refilled back up by the time I got to the dentist again. So he had to numb and then squeeze to get all the like remaining infection and blood that built up in the blister out before he could actually numb the nerves of the tooth and everything to pull the tooth. But now fucking a shit ton better.
Well, thank God you got 20
I mean-
something more, right?
Huh?
At least you have 20 something more left, right?
Well, I mean, this is in the last 6 years, I've had probably 5 teeth pulled.
Dr. Giggles. You guys haven't even
Oh.
fucking seen that movie, have you? Dr. Giggles? No, neither one of you have. I got that reference.
Listen, I'm not as old as you, all right? I didn't see the crucifixion like you did, all right?
But-
I wasn't there.
Hey, I was
I
I was the one that fucking jabbed
Jesus
the motherfucker
Christ.
in the goddamn side, dude. Yeah, don't talk your shit. I was there when Jesus Christ. Wait, I'm sorry, wrong song. Sorry.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
I do want to say that I hope you feel better.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude. Like
Total-
knee surgery does not sound fun at all.
It's
Your knees.
not.
Oh my God. It's
But
I live in constant pain every single day. I've been fortunate. I've never had to do major surgery yet. I say yet, but like I'm very thankful every day that I've lived that I haven't had to do it yet, because I know it's not fucking fun. I know it's not fun. Like,
yeah. But I mean, I go back to the dentist in 2 weeks now, to have a full fucking exam. He's gonna look at all my fucking teeth, because I've had so many different opinions from dentists over the years. I've had some dentists say we just need to fucking pull them all. You need implants or dentures because they're so bad. I've had other dentists that are like, we might be able to salvage some of them. So, and he's even like, if we can save, even if it's, 2 in the back on each side, and like one in the front to give you partials, that
Yeah.
would be the better option than fucking pulling everything.
Right. Well, I
Um,
have the same conversations with my dental professionals, and that's part of my problem is like I keep getting different answers, and I've been getting different answers for so long. My teeth just continuously get more fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
It's like they've been putting a band-aid on a bullet wound for so long. It's like, okay, at what point are you guys going to say you just have to have them all pulled and get implants? You know what I mean? Like,
well, and,
yeah, like
and
yeah,
that's,
butterfly. That's part of the problem when you like genetically when you're born with like bad teeth genes, fucking like brushing, flossing, all the mouthwash in the world.
constantly.
Mhm.
I've broken my teeth eating pasta. I'm not talking about chomping.
I chipped a
I'm
tooth.
not talking about like hard. I'm talking
On
like
a fucking mouthful of fucking mashed potatoes. I chipped a tooth.
For me, it was ice
shit
cream.
like that. Yeah,
I broke
that's
my
what-
tooth on ice cream. Yeah.
It makes no. I don't do a lot of sugar. I do not have a high sugar diet. I do take care of what I can. Right. I brush. I fucking floss. And it's like, and then I go to the dentist. Like, you need to brush more. You need to floss more. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, you're not getting. What are you not getting? Like,
Yeah, my thing is, obviously, you guys know, last year I quit using chewing tobacco. Chewed for fucking 20 years.
of course, that's always going to help for your
and
dental.
That was one of the
Yes.
things is I got so many different opinions because, moving so much over the years and going to different areas and having to change dentists, that also causes opinions to be different because each dentist is different. This dentist that I went to have the tooth pulled, I've gone to him the last like 5 or 6 times I've had to go to the dentist. He's really good at his fucking shit. I trust his opinion. Now it's time to start actually, now that I'm done with tobacco, at least the chewing tobacco, obviously smoking cigars, but that's different. It's time to fucking figure out what we can do to fix all this shit.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. It's like you were saying, Jay, brushing, flossing, fucking rinsing with mouthwash regularly. I do all that shit. I brush 2-3 times a day. I fucking floss. But bad genetics and chewing.
Yep.
On top of the bad genetics didn't help.
Right.
Because I just was born with weak enamel on my teeth to begin with. So they're just brittle and fucking they fall apart.
I'm part of that club. Like everything else head to toe, as far as like my bone structure has held up phenomenally my entire life. My teeth,
fucking arthritis.
My teeth started falling apart when I was in my early 20s. And we're not talking about like crystal meth use here, people. Okay, we're talking like my shit just started falling apart in my early 20s, and like by the time I got to the army, I have work on every single tooth that I still have left in my mouth. I have work on every single one of them, and it's not going to get better. And it ain't getting better. Put it that way. It ain't getting better.
No.
So
and that's
what are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do? You know what I mean?
That was the big part of the week. Obviously, after that, a lot better. It's still, the gum's still a little bit sore in that area. It's going to be for a couple more fucking days / another week or so while everything heals up from the trauma, from the infection, and from having the tooth pulled. That's fucking expected.
From having a shitload of blood and pus in your mouth while you're trying to take pills.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And a lot of grinding.
A lot of grinding.
and that big fucking horseshoe looking fucking tool they put in your mouth to take the tooth out too. That's another one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he didn't even have to use a big horseshoe fucking looking tool. That tool.
Oh, thank God.
The tooth that was infected was already so fucking loose. He just took the fucking he took some fucking, literally it was like fucking a pair of fucking needle nose pliers.
Yeah, pliers. Yeah, they're
ripped
pliers.
each side of the fucking tooth and just yanked the bitch right out.
No, it's not. Nah, they're good, but
No.
they're not addictive. Not after you have the bubble gum and it makes you shit all over the place.
Dude, the only time an MRE is addictive is if you're fucking literally starving. And so yes, they can be, but you better be starving. You better be fucking starving.
And a hockey stick to his face when he was 13 and lost all his teeth. Dentures ever since.
I believe it. Hey, shit happens, man. Like you fall off a fucking ladder and you fucking face plant on concrete, dude. Like you might need reconstructive dental surgery.
I have I have a crooked front tooth, right? And I have a scar on my knee from when it happened, right? And I was climbing a fence as a kid because this is what we do in New Jersey when we're kids. We climb fences and people's properties for shits and giggles.
You practice like you're running from the cops. Got it.
Because I
Arizona.
Yeah, I mean because I was always a good kid. I never had to run from the cops, so I never thought I would ever have to run from the cops, and I never did. Because they caught me, and but I was climbing a fence, and when I jumped over, I had a hard landing, and my mouth went. I ate my fucking knee.
You ate your fucking knee.
And I had a fucking gash, dude. A fucking gash on my fucking knee, dude. It was bad.
Were we not talking last week about getting fucking teeth buried in your fucking knuckles?
Yeah.
Were we not talking? That's what happened. Like that's the part of like everybody thinks about fist fighting and being Billy Badass in the bar and stuff like that. It's like, like nasty wounds happen. Like nasty. And do you know how fucking nasty our mouths are? If you get a fucking that shit can get infected so quick. Like if you're not immediately dumping goddamn hydrogen peroxide on that bitch, it's gonna get infected. It's gonna get it's just expected.
You know what? Thanks for reminding me about that, Jay. I need to add fucking peroxide to the fucking grocery list for this week.
You live yes, sir. You live in a domesticated household. You should always have some on hand. That is correct. I've got some in my bathroom closet right over there. Like, yep. I've got Joe or John, I know you probably do with Frenchie, because Frenchie's just on top of everything. I have like a basket and it's got like all of like the children's medications and like thermometers and like stuff like, and I have a basket and it's in our bathroom for like, if anybody gets sick, the cough syrup is there, the Tums is there. The thermometer's there, like it's all in one place. Do you guys have that?
It's called a medicine cabinet for a reason. Yeah, but I do.
I don't have an actual medicine cabinet, so yeah, but it's
you have yours like in the bathroom on the side and probably a basket or something like that.
For me, what it is I have a fucking my old medic bag, my old medic pouch, but now I've kind of upgraded to an entire bug out bag just for medical related shit.
It's not a bad idea.
It hangs on the back of my fucking closet door in my master bedroom.
Same.
And that's just because my fucking bathroom's so damn small, I can't fucking store shit.
That part.
Yeah. That's mainly for the cough syrups and stuff, because that shit does expire and that'll fuck you up if you drink it expired.
I go through my fucking med bag. I go through my med bag once every 6 months and check expiration dates on everything. If anything's expired, toss it, get new, replace.
Yep.
I like to be a little bit over prepared for situations. Like I've got a bag down here in the basement beside
me. That was
good, Joe. You're good, Joe. You just keep, dude. You're
Fuckers.
Good. You're good.
Most injuries happen in this bedroom. That's what you guys were fucking talking about, because I totally missed that fucking entire comment from Butterfly.
It's okay. That's okay. It's okay. We're fucking with you.
Oh shit.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, actually, Butterfly, I know exactly where he's coming from, because there's no children in the house, and I'll have my kids probably back for a good portion of the summer this year. But
I
live in a quiet house, so like. The only reason I have a medicine basket in my bathroom is mainly because there's kids in the house, like when they're here. Mm-hmm. And so Joe's kids are of age and freaking like they're already self-sustaining basically. So why would you need
mine are
why would you need the Tussin? Why would you need the Tussin on hand in the bathroom if nobody's sick and nobody's in the house? You know what I mean?
People used to fucking steal Robitussin and put it in their fucking raver pants, and when it was codeine based. That was when it was codeine based. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, and it's like, my kids are all teenagers now. My daughter's fucking upstairs right now. She's here.
Well,
She's been here for the past week. She's going to be here for another week.
But if she doesn't feel good, she's gonna say, "Dad, can we go to fucking Walgreens or wherever CVS or whatever the fuck you have out there, and we'll go fucking grab some shit." You know what I mean? It's like,
well, I keep the shit stocked though. That way, if she, let's say it's fucking the middle of the night, for instance, and she starts coming down with a fucking fever, I'm not running to the fucking pharmacy at midnight because I don't have to, because I keep it fucking, I keep a fucking bag and I keep stock.
I'm gonna keep
just
stuff
for those. Yeah. And then I also, I have fucking cough syrups. I've got pill format for fucking, Dayquil and NyQuil. I've got the liquid. I've got everything. So that way, depending on if I get sick, I'm going to take a pill. I prefer that method. My daughter, she doesn't like fucking taking pills. So it's just easier to have the cough syrup on hand and just give her a fucking, the 2 milliliters or whatever, and fucking
drink this shit.
I have
take this shot. I also keep a jar of White Lightning in the freezer, and if it's really bad, what I'll do, this is a fucking trick my dad did. He would take a 2-ounce shot glass, ounce of White Lightning, cough drop, muddle the cough drop, and dissolve it in the fucking moonshine, and a teaspoon of Robitussin. Take that, go to sleep. You wake up the next morning, and you're not sick anymore.
Well, I mean, we were previously talking about some of alcohol's medicinal benefits.
Mm-hmm.
There is something to it, because alcohol's fucking poison. So whatever's inside you, it's gonna wishy-washy it out. You know what I mean?
That's kind of what pisses my wife off so much, because like I constantly will say to her, rubbing alcohol is for outside boo-boos, drinking alcohol is for inside boo-boos.
Yeah, and it also helps with nerve and bone damage.
Because she's like, for instance, we went to the beach with a buddy of ours a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not a big drinker. You know this, Jay. You were around her for a bit. She's not a big drinker. We're down at the beach.
She's what I would call like a very, very moderately polite.
Moderate. Yeah.
Moderately polite. She's not just a moderate drinker. She's a moderate and polite drinker. So she, even when she does imbibe, it's very, she sips. She doesn't get much of a buzz. She just enjoys the social part of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're at the beach. Me and our buddy, me and my buddy and his wife, we're just, throwing fucking beers back. We're eating seafood, all this shit. She doesn't eat any seafood, doesn't drink at all. She comes back from the beach, sick as a fucking dog. The rest of us, completely fucking fine. And she was so pissed. She's like, how did none of y'all get sick? And you did nothing but drink and eat seafood the entire time. I said, repeat the first part of that entire fucking sentence. We did nothing but drink.
Yeah, and the first thing you do the day after is take a huge dump of everything you did the day before. So whatever was nasty in your system is coming out like first thing in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
It's coming out like first thing in the fucking morning.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a bad gag reflex, so I mean, liquids all the way.
Well, not everybody does the pill thing, and that's fine. I think it is smart to have medical supplies on hand.
What if they put alcohol in the pill? That would be neat.
Well, that's kind of like NyQuil, for instance. Like
the whole way pills work is that they're taking very specific chemical properties of stuff that assists with different ailments, and they're using those chemical properties as the main portion of that pill or gel tab or sauce-based fucking medicine like fucking cough syrup. But they're extracting all the good shit that helps our bodies, hopefully, and leaving away. That's why you don't get alcohol-based medicine anymore, unless it's in an aluminum can or a glass bottle, or fucking being served to you at your fucking local watering hole. Alcohol is technically could be considered a medicine.
Well, and it was for the longest time.
For the longest time, it was.
When Prohibition happened, you could get a medicinal license to produce and sell alcohol
Yes.
because it did have medicinal all alcohol has medicinal properties, but it also has negative fucking side effects too.
Hugely negative. Like let's not leave out
So,
the
again, we're not medical professionals here. Anything we say or do on this podcast
and you're not going
is
to
purely our own opinions.
And you're not going to see us advocating for fucking alcoholism and goddamn, abuse of any drug, like regardless of what it is. So yeah. Anywho,
so I mean that then fucking from there went into started diving back into Hogwarts Legacy Friday with the updates that have come out for that. I mean, there was new DLC that dropped.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the game when it initially came out fucking 2 years ago. I played through the fucking game and hadn't touched it after I mean, once I finished all the side quests and fucking all that shit and 100% of everything, there was nothing else to do. So I just kind of sat the game down, fucking forgot about it. Then I was fucking scrolling one of the fucking like gaming boards that I'm a member of on Reddit, and everybody was talking about the updates to the game, and I was like, well, you know what, fuck, let me go ahead and launch it, see what it's all about now that they've added this DLC. And now we have official modding, so you can unlock, there's a whole mod. I mean, with PC gaming, there's always a modding community for everything. I mean, you've got modding in fucking World of Warcraft, you got fucking, I mean, RP servers for like GTA and Red Dead are technically mods.
But that's the games.
Bethesda games, Skyrim, fucking Fallout, all those have fucking modding in them. So now with modding, you've got a lot more functionality in this game.
I'm trying to think. There's another major game too that allows it too. I can't remember what it is.
So,
it's like one of those medieval games or like one of those fantasy medieval games too that has major modding in it as well.
Yeah. So I mean, I started dabbling with it a little bit. I'm still kind of back into. I'm kind of, so apparently at one point we're gonna get to that here shortly from the dungeon.
Yeah,
that's actually on the fucking list. But so I'm kind of getting back into it after having sat it down for so long. So it's kind of slow. And apparently, I think it was earlier this year or late last year, I had to do a complete wipe of my gaming PC. And my cloud save got corrupted for Hogwarts Legacy. So my entire 100% completed fucking account gone. So I'm having to start from fucking square one with the game all over again too. But now that I have the mods, it's like I can unlock all the spells right at the fucking beginning
and just fuck shit
and not
up.
have to fucking and just fuck shit up. Like run through it a lot faster.
That's like
penis.
It's like Ghost of Tsushima and like, Doom Eternal. It's like once you beat the game and you like unlock all of your abilities or whatever, you can go back through and replay the game with all your abilities without having to unlock them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you fuck shit up. Like it's what spells that, John? What spells that?
I don't fucking know.
John's just fucking being a dickhead.
Holy shit. Speaking of fucking dickhead shit.
So let's jump onto this fucking PS4 canceling updates and all that shit.
Which I'm so happy that it's finally fucking happened.
I mean, and that's what I'm gonna get at. So from a technical perspective, the fucking 5's been out long enough at this point. It's time to fucking stop, pushing updates to the older systems. I know it sucks for the people that have those older systems, but Jay, we talked about it before the show even. Mm-hmm. Your PS4, you don't have connected to the fucking internet because you just use it for fucking single player games anyways.
I literally only use it for single player games. And if I have a DVD that might work in it, I might, if I like on a bad day when I just can't, whatever, I can put a DVD in that motherfucker and play a DVD for a movie. That's it. It's literally a multimedia platform for me. It's not something to be connected to the internet. It's a gaming console. That's all
exactly. So it's one of those things. It's like, we're so many years into the PS5's fucking lifespan at this point. It's time that the last gen starts kind of getting killed off, or GameStop. It's at that point now where the PS4 is technically, by legal terms, considered vintage hardware.
Yeah.
Which is scary how fast that happens.
Yeah.
It's 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's a year overdue. I feel like they should have done this. I feel like they should have done it last year because they've been focusing so much on the PS5. I mean, why not? We're going into the future, right? You guys are already talking about if you guys are already talking about the next console, why are you focusing still on the old ones?
Yeah,
right.
You know, like, and yeah, that's a whole nother conversation about newer generation consoles. But my whole point about it is like, I don't think there's a reason to really worry about the past anymore when we have so much to look forward to in the future.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, you know, D points out the Xbox 360 finally shutting down a few months ago, or in a few months. It's like fucking Microsoft's well overdue for fucking shutting that shit down. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but the 360 was the fucking early 2010s.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. Before that, I had a 360 before I joined the army, and I joined the army in 2010. I had a 360 fucking like 2 years after that.
It was
2 or 3 years.
So the 360 came out in 05.
That's what I thought.
It was 05. So we're looking at, that's a fucking 20-year-old fucking console at this point. And the Xbox One, which is the predecessor, came out in 2013.
And now we're up to the Series X and the 5.
And the Series X and the 5.
And the upcoming Switch, too.
So the Series X and the 5 came out at the same time as, or right at the same time as the PS5 in 2020. So, I mean, honestly, it's time those fucking older generation consoles get fucking retired.
Yeah.
They stop, you know, supporting the online stores for them. They stop doing all that shit because they need to focus on fucking fixing the problems with the fucking shit they've got out that's new.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you're still putting from a technical perspective, if you're still putting fucking time into the older fucking consoles from a developmental standpoint, it's taking away fucking time from fixing the problems you have with your current fucking shit. If I'm going to go out and spend $500 on a fucking game console right now, I want it to fucking work the way it's intended to work. That's all there is to it.
That's why I enjoy multimedia platforms that have discs and that I don't have to be attached to the internet to, because then if I'm not attached to the internet, it'll never be game over. You know what I mean? All I need is electricity.
Yeah, and that's why I'm starting to get into retro again. And, you know, buying older systems like the 64, the NES, the Super NES, the Genesis, those fucking systems from before online gaming was a thing, where you and your friends had to sit in the same fucking room to play something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a LAN party and shit.
Or, you know, going back to the old Xbox days with the original Xbox and Halo LAN parties where everybody brought a fucking TV and you just fucking used Ethernet cables to connect everybody together and fucking
connect all the Xboxes together. Yeah, I've literally done that. I've done that. And that was it was cool. It was cool to play with my buddies and be in like separate parts of like the house we were in, and like all have our own screen, but be playing the same game together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was dope. It was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. It's time to get back to that. Like
it's hard agree, dude. Like it's nice. It's overdue. Like that's why I was saying earlier, it should be part of the launch. It should be part of the launch. That's stuff that should be coming out day one.
So I do have kind of a pushback to that. So I always believe in leaving one of them more. But when it comes to big AAA games like GTA 6, that motherfucker better come with a lot of shit to do. That's all I'm saying.
Well, my clap back to that would be okay if the gaming industry hadn't been fucking their goddamn customers for the last like 15 fucking years.
I'm just used to it, and just
I'm not. I'll never be okay with it. Like
Yeah.
it's like give me more first, and I'll start buying back in. Like part of the reason I don't play a lot of video games anymore is because it's just been nonstop. Like fuck the customer, fuck the gamer. Like your game is solely played on the internet. We decide to shut the servers down. Game over. Fuck you. Even if that was like your favorite game of all time, nobody cares. Fuck you. And like I'll never get behind that. I will just never get behind that.
And that's the thing. Like I can go back and I've got my original Xbox in fucking a bin over in the fucking corner over on this side somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And my original copy of fucking Halo. I can go pull that bitch out of the fucking bin right now, connect it to a fucking TV, pop the disc in and play fucking Halo.
Yes.
Even though the online servers are shut down, I can't play it online.
Right. But you can still play the fucking game.
I can still play the fucking storyline side of it.
There's an original Xbox sitting at my feet right now. In my coffee table is like a section underneath. And I have a chess set. I have a chess set that was built by my grandfather. and the pieces were they're ceramic pieces, but they were made by my mother. And then I have a fucking Xbox, like an original Xbox, just sitting right here at my feet.
Huh.
Yeah. And I've got a box full of fucking Xbox games, like right over there in my fucking bedroom. And there's about like 40 or 50 fucking games in there that like anytime I want, as long as there's electricity, that's all I need. Electricity and a TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so speaking of games, let's talk about
That's fucking football.
Yeah.
There. Stick-tugging smile for the
holy shit.
shit. Men puke, men poop on the field. Men deliver their newborn baby on the sidelines. Fucking hardcore, dick in the ass, butterball, foosball, fuck it, chuck it, game time shit. Take it to the showers. Dicks get shoved in places you don't even remember. We win together, we celebrate together. Football is back, baby.
That never gets old. It never fucking gets old.
So before we get into this, I need to tell you the overwhelming amount of messages and comments and people hitting me up on fucking Discord. How's Jay doing? Is he okay? Is Jay all right? Oh, Jay's going to flip out next week on next week's show. Oh, he's going to be angry. And I'm like, guys,
you don't realize you haven't known the Jay long enough. You just haven't known the Jay long enough.
Jesus Christ, Squillini.
Oh, and there's your Trader Cowboys fan right there. There's your Trader Cowboys fan, Dallas fans. All right.
You guys kick it off. I gotta handle something real quick.
No problem. Hey.
Oh fuck.
I
had to do it, Jay. I had to fucking do it.
Dude, you're fine. You're fine. To speak on what John was referring to, I used to be very, very passionate. And I would get like really emotionally involved in the games. Kansas City between Super Bowl 4, literally Super Bowl 4, like the number 4, and Super Bowl 54, when we won the first one that we won with Mahomes against 49ers, 50 years had passed. So I was very, very passionate because Kansas City had a history of having good teams and great seasons and just historically collapsing in the playoffs in just very, very inventive and heartbreaking ways. Once we won that first Lombardi with Mahomes, I was like, okay, I can fucking chill. I can chill. And I did, and I have. I also want to remind everybody, in case you forgot, like we had a really bad Super Bowl about 4 years ago against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and there was like this quarterback. What was his name? Was it like Tom something? Tom something?
Well,
Tom Brady? Is that him? Yeah, like this is not the first time we've had a historic like shit heel collapse in the Super Bowl. Even like in the last 2 years. Go ahead.
I was gonna actually say something that's kind of hilarious.
What you got?
If we look back at fucking Mahomes and Brady and like the timeline there.
Mm-hmm.
So before Brady went to the Bucks, when he was still with the Patriots, Mahomes and the Chiefs lost to the fucking Patriots in the fucking AFC Championship game.
Yep, 2018. That's correct. Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
Then then what was it? The next year was when Brady went to the Bucks, and then they lose to the Bucks.
No.
Or was it?
No. The year after that was when we won the Super Bowl, and the year after that was against
the Bucks.
Buccaneers.
Yep.
Yes, because we went two
yeah.
Super Bowls in a row.
Then it went to, now we've got Mahomes and Brady against each other in the Super Bowl,
Right.
and Mahomes loses to Brady again.
Yeah.
At the Super Bowl this
And
time.
it was a really bad
And then
performance.
this
And the
time-
Chiefs had a terrible performance that night.
And then this time, Mahomes and the Chiefs are against the Eagles, and Brady's play calling the fucking game.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs fucking lose.
We're 0-3.
Like Brady's just fucking bad luck for the fucking Chiefs.
We're 0-3 if he's in the building. Okay. So like Tom Brady, stay the fuck away next time, okay? No, but honestly, we've been to 5 Super Bowls in 6 years. We've won 3. And yes, would I have liked to my team to have put on way more of a better show? Yes. 100%. I actually got
put on a show.
Like literally like do something. Like, because they did nothing. They did nothing for about
The only thing they did was fucking score 20-something points at the end, but that was after the
garbage
Eagles sat all
time.
their fucking
All
starters.
garbage. It was 34 to nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I actually not because they were losing. I got tired and I went to bed like early because like I was bored. It was like watching a boring football game. Like you already knew the outcome. Yeah, well, in Freedom Fighter, Brady had like 2 Hall of Fame careers in one career. And you could argue that he might have even had 3. Like, so there is no comparison right now. What Mahomes has done is take the Chiefs 7 straight years to the AFC Championship game and 5 Super Bowls in 6 years and won 3. That is there's no shame in that. Like that, and that's another reason why I'm not upset, because like I don't think you guys understand what it's like growing up as a Kansas City Royals and a Kansas City Chiefs fan, lifelong. So it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Like I'm not upset because we still made the fucking Super Bowl. I remember when all I wanted was the Chiefs to just fucking sniff the panties of the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
There's a lot more. I'm going to be curious to see what they do next year, because it wasn't just the O-line. We've had problems all year. Our offense has been sluggish all year. Kelsey is probably done. Kelsey's probably done. And they're going to have to shift a few things around because they got exposed. They finally got exposed. Like that's why everybody in the AFC fucking hated our guts, because we kept winning games that, like, in theory on a football math paper we would have lost, but we kept winning.
Well, and that's the thing. And then you finally go against the other best team in the NFL.
Right.
And that team exposed all those weak points that no other team in the AFC or in the league at all could expose all season. They found the fucking gaps and they took fucking advantage of it.
Yeah.
And they just outplayed, causing it to seem like the Chiefs didn't even fucking show up for the game at all.
I did say last week, I listened to our podcast from last week. I did say the Eagles definitely have a chance to win. They need to be ahead by 3 scores at halftime. Do you remember what the score at halftime was?
It was
24
It was bad. Yeah,
it was
it was
24
bad.
to 0. It was
I
3
saw
fucking
that.
scores.
I
And-
knew
and that-
I knew the game was like, it was looking bad in the first quarter. And then when we got to halftime and it was 24-0, I was like,
Well,
that ain't good. That ain't good. You know?
oh dear God, from the dungeon.
Oh,
Let's not.
please.
Let's not.
Please, dude.
Today, for one,
Leave
let's
that poor woman alone. Leave that poor woman alone.
leave Tay Tay alone.
Yeah, dude, please. Like it.
But
I don't
no,
believe- I
I
don't
mean,
believe in
it was one of those fucking things where it's like, I wasn't planning on watching the whole fucking game. I was kind of like, I'm gonna watch, and if
So did Donald
the
Trump.
Chiefs,
So did Donald Trump. I saw a couple of really good videos. Like,
if they're both, if it's back and forth, and the Eagles are up, or whatnot, I'll keep it on. If the Chiefs just are completely fucking getting their ass handed to them, I'm going to watch the whole game. If the Chiefs are just handing it to the fucking Eagles, I just planned on watching till the fucking halftime and calling it a day.
That's kind of what
But
I was.
see,
That's kind of where I was at.
knowing the type of team the Chiefs typically are after a halftime, especially if they're down like that, I kept it on after the fucking halftime show because I wanted to see what was going to happen in that second half.
That's about how long I watched it. It was partway into the third quarter, and I think it was when the first time they scored. I think they scored a field goal. The Eagles scored a field goal. I texted. I've got two Army buddies. One was one of my PLs when I was in the infantry, and one of them is actually like one of my best Army friends like ever. And we were stationed together at Fort Leonard Wood. They're both Eagles fans, and I texted both of them the same message. I said, I said, I think it was when it was 27-0. I texted both of them, and I was like, "That's game." I was like, "Early congratulations," and it was still like in the fucking third quarter. It was still in the third quarter, and I was like, I texted both of them, and then when they scored again on that bomb, the dude, the quarterback threw that bomb, and they scored that touchdown and make it 34-0. That was when I basically like I'm going to bed. Like I was bored. I was bored.
Yeah,
They weren't even putting up a fight. They weren't even putting up a fight.
And the thing is, literally the entire last fucking quarter, the entire fourth quarter was the Eagles starters, they fucking just sat on the bench because at that point they were up fucking 40 to fucking zip or 40 to 7.
It was
40
like
to 6. It was like 40 to 6.
Yeah,
because the Chiefs got a touchdown
after they were 34. Yep. After 34-0 is when the Chiefs finally fucking scored, and then they didn't convert, and then they failed to convert a 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
so it was like they didn't even. You got two field goals.
At that point, it was like, okay, well, the Eagles, they don't need to keep their fucking starters out there. They're fucking far enough ahead. We're going into the fucking last 15 minutes of the game. The game's fucking over.
It was over.
The Chiefs were able to fucking put some more points on the board. They weren't fucking getting anywhere near
garbage time.
They got points because the Eagles sat their fucking main line down and said, "We're not risking these guys getting fucking hurt." There's no need for them to fucking continue being out there at that point. So, but I will be right back.
I will never forget 34-0 because that was basically where I stopped watching.
That's the score I get. That's the score I get when playing Madden leagues with the homies.
That's what I'm saying. Well, and you know it's over. Like it was just. And it wasn't. Dude, it wasn't.
Miracles do happen.
They do. Well, they do. We had a playoff loss against the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
With Andy Reid, actually, it was. We were ahead by 28 points in the third motherfucking quarter, and we lost that game. We lost that goddamn game, John. So, yes, miracles do happen, but when it's 24-0 at the half and the Eagles score again and then they score again and now it's 34-0 in like the third quarter, there ain't no miracle. Ain't no fucking miracle happening, dude. Like that's in football, especially the NFL, like that's a Pee-wee League score. That's a Pee-wee League score. There ain't no coming back, dude.
As Dabs is my witness, that's my co-host on BRVG.
Uh-huh.
He's in he's in that Madden league too. He's struggling. We're both losing. We're both getting injured players each game we play. We're getting wiped out, but we're trying. But yeah, I do want to bring up something that Cleary brought up. It says also, while I don't think it was an entertaining halftime show, Kendrick Lamar put on a hell of a performance, but it would have been better concert performance for sure. I actually really agree with that. I don't care about the underlying messages that people are talking about. I think that's just, that's people's perspectives of things that people have a perspective on performance and art all the time. And it's usually their own, right? So that stuff, I could see here and there. If you want to send the message, fine. But the only thing that I thought was really weird is that I almost kind of felt like his whole performance was kind of directed towards Drake instead of just celebrating a major sports event.
I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it. It was not your typical Super Bowl halftime performance, which I think is okay. Which I personally think is okay. I was getting tired of seeing washed up rock stars. We got Katy Perry one year. That was kind of fun for just being different, you know.
Well, the 90s had the best Super Bowls. And
well, and the best performance of all time was Prince, but that was like 15 plus years ago. You know what I mean? Like I didn't mind them changing the status quo, maybe, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that at all. Like I was like,
yeah, I'm okay with people if they want to do something different, if they want to do something special for their culture. I have no issue with that. That's cool. You know what I mean? That's cool. I just feel like that some of the messages that were being portrayed, more so a rivalry between two hip hop artists,
right?
Felt like it was more of a show to explain, like, hey, I made the Super Bowl and you did it.
Well, and he also went home with like an armful of fucking Grammys for like that song like the week before.
Yes,
so I can't exactly blame him for fucking swinging his dick around. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would swing my fucking dick around too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he put a nail in fucking Drake's coffin that night for sure. He got
say Drake.
he got the whole fucking stadium to say A minor. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And
he had fucking Serena Williams up there fucking walking.
Sea walking. Fucking no, fucking throw it up, homie. Say it right. Say it with your chest. Sea walking.
Say, do not do that. Say, don't do that. You're wearing fucking blue. Stop that.
Oh no. I also happen to be from Tucson, Arizona. Man, I wonder what gangs are there.
Oh,
was it? What did you say, homie? What's that? What's that? What's up, homie? What's up, dude? What's up, dude?
The YouTube channel just got fucking taken down.
Yeah, seriously, Jay, you can't do that.
Yeah, that can actually get our entire shit fucking.
That's against TOS.
I'm sorry. Is that for real? That's a real fucking thing.
That is completely against TOS. And then the top of that, you're wearing a blue shirt.
What if we're talking about like throwing up fucking army signals and hand and arm signals like from the army because we're fucking veterans?
No. Like, specifically,
you guys are scared of out of everything we've ever talked about on this show. It's gang signs. Gang signs is fucking where we draw the line.
Specifically the fact that we can lose all 197 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
And the entire fucking channel.
It's
over gang signs. It's because it is considered illegal activity, which makes it part of it's actually gang activity, and gang signs is called specifically out in the TOS for that portion.
But it was okay for Serena Williams to sea walk at the Super Bowl.
I didn't say it was okay. I don't agree with it. I don't think anybody should be crip walking at you know.
I do, and not because I support or don't support them. I just think it's fucking cool. Like I also want to call out the hypocrisy, not of you two, but of our fucking terms of agreement with fucking YouTube, because that's fucking horseshit. Like we already have a disclaimer. That's exactly what the fucking disclaimer's for. Is shit exactly like that. And I don't like seeing you guys get fucking up. Like, I apologize. We can edit that shit out. We can edit that shit out.
It's a terms of service thing. It says, yes, showing gang signs on YouTube is considered a violation of the terms of services, as it could be interpreted as promoting violence or gang activity, which falls under the policy against harmful.
Thank you. I understand. I understand the legalese. I believe it or not, I do. I English good. Okay. However, do you know how many fucking YouTube channels are all about like goddamn like murder and fucking like prison mayhem and gang shit?
Yeah, but there's also a whole brand on top of this too that have to keep protection as well.
We are veteran related content. We get into fun conversation. Okay, like that's why we have a disclaimer. That's that's my point. That's my part. Is like my point. Overall is that's exactly why we have a disclaimer, because it's not meant to be serious.
Yeah, but disclaimer doesn't save from TOS.
Yes, it does. It says we're not freaking dude. Like, okay, then
it does not. It saves us from individual lawsuits from other people, but it does not protect us when it comes to the terms of service.
I can send you guys links to YouTube channels that are filled with
No,
gang signs and fucking.
That's completely fine, and that's them.
When we have like a fun show where we just fuck around for an hour and a half every week live, like I call horseshit on that because there's other channels that do the exact same fucking thing, and not only the exact same thing, like the actual bangers themselves are fucking doing it,
and that's fine. But that's them. But we can't do that here.
I did. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
Okay. We can edit it later. We've done that before.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blur it. I'm just gonna blur it.
Blur it like a
black
fucking
box over Jay for like 5 minutes.
He's gonna blur it like a 1990s Dr. Dre video, dude. Like, you know when they couldn't show the weed leaf on MTV and shit? Like,
oh, Jesus.
Like,
Christ.
you remember that shit? You remember that shit?
Still, you can't even show a weed leaf anywhere anymore. It's fucking.
We can pull out guns right now. Nobody gives a fuck, right?
There he goes. There he fucking goes.
Thank you for displaying the fucking utter hypocrisy of the terms of service. That's because that's fucking hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And I can't joke around about throwing up some fucking goddamn signs. Like, that is a. I understand the legalese of what you guys are talking about, but that is utter hypocrisy. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
like,
the thing is, we have no strikes on our channel or on any of the Clean Sanchez Media productions at this point. So the most that'll happen is they'll strike us, which just means we can't be monetized first, and we're not even monetized as it is.
That was my other point. I didn't even get into that part.
We're not trying to get monetized.
That was my other point. I didn't even want to get into that part of it. That's a whole nother argument.
The thing is, ultimately, it's there are negative consequences with it, and that's just what me and John are trying to get at. Because
and you also
don't want it to affect.
I have to say this off the air. I can't say this on the air, but
I love you guys. I'm not trying to argue with you two. It's literally like you guys see. I know you guys.
It's the hypocrisy of fucking YouTube's TOS, because I mean I know what you're getting at. I've seen those channels that are out there where they're showing, where it's bangers doing stupid shit, and the channels are there. And it's just a matter of who's fucking watching.
Yeah, absolutely. They do.
Well,
they actually do.
They do now.
Yeah.
No, you can smoke cannabis on YouTube. Now, the thing is, you can't smoke bongs on YouTube because bongs are still considered federally illegal because they are paraphernalia. And if you want information on that, you can check out my video, The History of the Bong, where there's information that states that. But, and StoneVet has talked about this too. You could smoke a joint. You could smoke a blunt on fucking stream. But for some odd reason, they go crazy about bongs. You know what I mean? But we've never had an issue because Jay pulls out a bong every now and then. You know what I mean?
I was just going to say I pulled it out last week, probably for the first time on screen.
Yeah.
And the concern isn't our viewers. The concern is a fucking Big Brother watching.
Well, and we've had conversations about this, brothers, and we'll finish this part of the conversation off.
Yeah.
Like John already has specific instructions over like what to do with our content, like in the event of.
Yeah.
So
Dabs, that's actually correct because bowls are considered federally illegal as paraphernalia. Now, this is also
not a bowl, it's a pipe. The glass pipe.
It's paraphernalia.
Well,
it's a glass pipe for my fucking tobacco.
I like that we're circling back because again, we're going to get into the medicinal conversation and who gets to say whether or not on my Sunday mornings when I get to chill with two of my friends and all of our lovely viewers that I do not like to partake in my medicine while I do so. Like and whatever delivery method I use.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I know I just started smoking out of nowhere, but I just
fine, dude. No, you're fine, homie.
Yeah.
We're all about the Kansas City shuffle here, man. We'll make you look left, and we're gonna go right. So it's all good. It's all. Hey, call the crib, same number, same hood. It's still all good. And if you don't know, now you know. All right.
Now you know. Yeah, Jay. Now you fucking know.
I won't throw any more gang signs up. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
I mean, even though we were part of the biggest gang in the world, but I mean that's another conversation.
Dude, I'm just saying, hey man,
is it okay if I show this on the fucking show?
I have one of those.
It's actually no. It's actually no. You can't show that on the show. That's the interesting thing.
I literally have one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
No,
too.
that's actually it's the thing is it's sold as a pipe for smoking for pipe tobacco,
and that's the workaround that the online
it
shop,
becomes fucking legal.
Yes,
we sound like a 1990s head shop right now. It's like, oh no, I can't get fucking amyl nitrate. Do you have any VCR cleaner? You know, do you guys remember that bullshit where you had to like ask for like VCR head cleaner, and it's like, no, it's fucking amyl nitrate, dude. Dude, come on, dude, come on, like, oh,
Dabs, I don't stop Jay from doing it, so I'm not going to stop you guys from doing it.
Stopped me last week.
You know what I mean? I mean that's yeah.
I don't do it very often, but last week was the Super Bowl, so
Dude, Indrid, get with me about that. I would definitely fucking be interested to help out with that.
I was just about to put that up too, because Linux is, I mean, if Jay, you're kind of old school, right? You know what Linux is, right? You're old.
Dude, bro, I remember the command C fucking DOS, dude, prompts. All right. I remember how to fucking navigate around fucking DOS. All right. Like you want to talk about old, like give me on some DOS shit, dude. And like, I'll hack. I can hack that shit.
Now,
like,
before we get to our final thought, I do just want
fucking Jay over there looking like he's in fucking war games with
I
fucking
can imagine Jay sitting there in front of like a shitty laptop playing that plane game on MS DOS.
Old fucking CRT fucking monitor.
I
did. Fucking green.
There was a old school flight simulator game. It was called Chuck Yeager's Air Combat. And like that was one of my favorite fucking games of all time. Chuck Yeager's Air Combat. And yes, that goes back to fucking like Windows 95. Like before that, even maybe just Windows 3, Windows 3.1. Yeah. It might be Windows 3.1. Like fucking
Jesus Christ.
Cleary. Jay was the one that discovered the Oregon Trail.
I live around the fucking corner from the goddamn start of it. Literally. I literally live around the corner.
Started fucking Independence.
It started in Independence. Where do you start an Oregon Trail, motherfuckers? Independence, goddamn Missouri. Guess where Jay lives? Independence, motherfucking Missouri. Okay?
He walks out on his back deck. He's pissing in Independence. So
do you know that the guy who pretty much created the modern glass pipe and bong, Bob Snodgrass, he's from Independence, Missouri?
That wouldn't fucking surprise me, bro. Like nothing surprises me out here. I love Independence is the Kansas City Metro. Again, this is all part of the Kansas City Metro, but Independence started as its own individual little township, right? And like there's a lot of history here. And its history primarily started during the westward expansion, and then during the westward expansion, and then after the Civil War, when the westward expansion was being completed, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And so this was a staging point.
Watch 1883 for context.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of history here. The goddamn neighborhood I live in right now is almost 100 years old. The neighborhood, like my house is about 70. It's going to be 70. My house is going to be 75, like in a year or two.
Yeah, and this isn't talking shit or putting down what Independence looks like, but you could kind of tell. You could kind of feel like it's been there a long time.
It's an older community, and like there's like it has its own little downtown. It's not like the Kansas City skyline, obviously, but it has its own little downtown because it was its own little township for a long time until Kansas City spread farther east. And so yeah, it was its own place for a long time. And you can see the roots that have trickled down. There's families that have lived here generationally since the goddamn fucking like the goddamn wagon days. I mean, literally. Like it's hard to explain. Like you guys are from further east. There's even more fucking history there. I mean, I remember doing the Freedom Trail in Boston, and you walk by a church, and there's flagstones. There's flagstones in the goddamn yard of the church that say like 16 something, for whoever fucking died that day. 16. Like, what the fuck? That was like 300 fucking years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, anywho, I'll shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No. You're right. You're completely right. But no, I was just looking at my wife. I was like, we should do that. The Freedom Trail.
It's a good walk. It's a fun walk.
It is. When I went up to Boston, right when I got my promotion at work, remember how I had to go up for a couple days that week of Thanksgiving 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Well, almost 2 years ago. That Monday night after we got there, we went to downtown Boston, ate in the oldest fucking restaurant in downtown Boston, and then went, and our CIO who lives in Boston, he took us walking through, down the Freedom Trail and showing us all the fucking sights and all that shit.
Literal, like historical shit, like literal historical shit. Like, yeah.
So you can reach out to us via Discord.
You're both in my Discord, so you'll find them. He's Tech Guy Gaming. You'll see him under the podcasters role in our Discord, in the Clean Sanchez Media Discord.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
I
had
had one other thing I wanted to fucking mention though.
Oh shit!
Before we fucking finish, because we're talking kind of like.
Actually, I do too. Actually, but it's kind of hilarious and controversial.
We went technical for a bit there, and I just want to make a fucking thing. I just want to say something because we did our EDC pocket dump a couple months ago on an episode and talking about things and technology and all that shit. I actually sold my Apple Watch a few weeks ago and went back fucking analog.
No shit.
Why?
To disconnect a little bit more. To kind of get that disconnect. So like the Apple Watch for the longest time for me was health tracking and just, another way to fucking be able to say, hey, this is important. I need to fucking respond to this text message. And I found myself constantly on my fucking phone, even outside of fucking work, responding to work related shit, doing shit that I didn't need to fucking be doing at that moment.
You're definitely not getting paid for it. Definitely not.
Well, I'm salaried. I'm salaried. So
I don't care if you are salary. That should come with an extra cost. Every time they fucking contact you out of hours, fucking that's extra cost.
Well,
salary should come with fucking overtime.
In my job description as management and as a department head, there is no banking hours for my job.
That, you know what? And that's an easy thing. That's an easy thing. God damn it. Who's pressing buttons? Holy shit.
John is.
That's me. I'm sorry. That shit's funny.
But I mean, like I got my smart ring, the Ringcon fucking health tracking ring. So I didn't see the need for fucking the watch anymore. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So this one that I've got on right now is just a cheap fucking, to answer your question from the dungeon, this is just like a cheap fucking, I think I paid like $30 for it at fucking Walmart. Just really basic.
Doesn't take much.
Tells the time, has a nice leather strap on it. Fucking just really basic ass fucking cheapo.
Do you know the watch that I wore in basic training is still operating and it still goes off every morning at fucking 5 a.m. It still goes off.
Well, and another side of it was
I bought it in 2010. It's 15 fucking years old.
I still got my Starfield watch.
Another side of me getting away from my smartwatch is I have some pretty expensive like Citizen watches and a watch collection. And I found myself never wearing any of my nicer fucking timepieces. Even if we went out to a nice dinner, I had, you know, a nice link bracelet for my fucking for my Apple Watch, and I would just throw that on instead of going in the drawer if I got dressed up to go to a nice fancy steakhouse or something with the wife. Instead of going in the drawer into my fucking watch box and grabbing one of my nicer watches out, I would just put my fucking titanium link band on my fucking Apple Watch and still wear that. So, you know, between trying to disconnect a little bit more because I'm trying to also get back to streaming and gaming and pushing out content of my own on top of doing the podcast here. And I just found myself even at dinner with the wife or, you know, sitting upstairs watching TV with the wife or whatnot.
Checking your watch.
Constantly fucking checking my watch, pulling my fucking phone out.
Yeah.
Now the watch isn't there. We went to dinner last night with the kid at our little pub and grub that we always go to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting there. My phone's just going off constantly in my fucking pocket.
Fuck it, dude. Like,
and it stayed in my fucking pocket for fucking 4 hours. I didn't look at it for 4 fucking hours until we fucking got in the car. Once we got in the car and we're on the way back home, I pulled it out. I checked. Nothing was fucking important enough for me to fucking need to respond right then.
But you
Plus,
didn't.
the people that I fucking talk to the most were sitting at the fucking table with me anyways.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go. There you go.
If I need any other type of smart assistant or AI fucking assistance with anything, I also have my fucking my Ray-Ban my Meta Ray-Bans, which have a fucking voice assistant in them. They have fucking speakers. They give me some extra functionality as needed. So it's like, you know, my eyeglasses have a use case scenario on top of leaving fucking things a lot clearer. Because like just taking them off to let them charge back up before we have to go to the store. Screens are a little blurry right now, but you know, they also give me some added functionality, but it doesn't keep me as ingrained into the tech as the watch did.
Fucking A from the dungeon. Fucking A. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
And actually, Cleary, I actually fucking ordered a fucking Pixel Fold Pro 9 2 days ago. So I am switching to Android.
Very nice. Very nice.
At least for the phone. I'm keeping my Mac. Fuck Windows.
Yeah. Now, I meant to bring up this story earlier. This is not military, but this is just one of the craziest things. And for anybody in Ohio, I feel bad for you. I am sorry.
What is it?
They proposed a law, and Squilini, you can fact check me on this if you want to know more information on it. In Ohio, they have proposed a law that you cannot masturbate unless you are looking to conceive a child, and the fines go up to $10,000. Now there are some exceptions, like being a sperm donor and other things, and other criteria that
there's no fucking way.
Yeah,
is it for real?
It's a law that's been proposed.
So Ohio Democratic lawmakers propose contraception begins at erection.
Oh, that's
a new bill in Ohio would make it a crime for men to ejaculate without intending to have a baby. You don't get pregnant on your own.
They're trying to
female fucking representative that
I love it. Yeah, because they make laws that women can't do certain things with their bodies, right? So now that's okay.
So it's State Representative Anita Tsunami, Democrat. She's an OBGYN. So in between performing multiple surgeries as an OBGYN Friday, the Democrat explained that she wants to start regulating men's reproductive health care. If you're going to penalize someone for an unwanted pregnancy, why not penalize the person who is also responsible for the pregnancy, she said. She introduced legislation that would make it a felony for men to discharge semen without the intent to fertilize.
Woo! Woo!
There, I did the fact checking for you.
I love it.
There you go.
Okay, you're right.
That's
John.
a fucking real thing, Jay.
I get where the lady I get where the lady's coming from. I get where she's coming from. I do.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's like If you're gonna tell 50% of the population what they can and can't fucking do with their goddamn own fucking bodies, what about the other fucking 50% of the population?
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, from the dungeon, that's a thing. It metaphorically keeps the pipes clean. Yes, you're supposed to.
Mhm.
There is actually a healthy.
It's unhealthy to.
It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy to cessate. It's unhealthy to cessate. Like there is an actual healthy amount of you should be orgasming on somewhat of a regular basis. Like and especially as for us guys that have prostates, because you know the ladies don't. For us gentlemen that have prostates, the older we get, it's good to keep the fucking pipes clean. It's good to keep the pipes clean. That's it. That's it. I mean, it's
yeah, okay.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm not a scientist either. I'm a fucking grunt, dude. Just hand me a fucking weapon and fucking point me in a direction that I have to walk to. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna keep trucking. I'm gonna keep trucking. I'm also gonna keep my fucking pipes clean. Hey, John, are we allowed to do this? Are we allowed to do this?
Yes.
Well, I mean, in Missouri, but don't go to Ohio and do it.
Well, I mean, is it a gang sign? This is not a gang sign, right? Like we're not in danger of me.
I know that's on the federal watch list.
Right. God damn. I love you guys.
Yeah, I love you too. So let's get into our final thought. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. It's about from the dungeon. I know for a fact that like when we talk about male members of species and prostates and stuff like that, the older we get, the better they aren't, and so they do have to keep a check on that. That's why we in our 40s, like this guy right here. That's why we have to get checked up the wazoo, freaking every so often. For stuff just like that, because it is dangerous. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You know, I was just saying we're coming into the final thought right now. It's and for those who don't know, we do this every week. We've been doing it every week since the first episode.
The dawn of.
And if people don't, and if for those who have been there since the beginning, you guys will remember that all four hosts used to do their own final thought. And then we realized that it was just way too much. Yeah, it was, and we just felt that if we're all saying the same message, it should just be
a unified message. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So unified messages are important to bring out to the people for everyone to kind of have an idea of what good is happening, and. I want to bring up something that I've brought up a couple times before. It's about obsessive behaviors. You know, being in a state of depression or stress and finding yourself in a situation where you're either gaming for 16 hours a day or like
it could be anything.
And it could be, and then the thing is too is that it could be productive too, but dangerously productive.
Yeah, there is such a thing as burning yourself out. Like,
yeah,
you might have the cleanest house on the fucking street, but like, you're not doing anything else.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. You know, and I have found myself in that situation a few times. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys have too. And I just, I don't have an answer for defeating it. I just feel like there's other avenues of approach to positively use that obsessive behavior, like reading a book or reading something, whether it's a comic book, not a magazine, nothing like a magazine or a newspaper. Well, newspapers are good too, especially if you want to get into the historical side of things as well.
If it helps, and that's, but yes, like finding something a little bit more, not necessarily productive, but positive. I think is what you're looking for.
Yeah, something that instead of you find yourself sitting down for 8 hours straight for no reason. You don't eat, you don't drink,
staring at a wall, and all of a sudden you blink your eyes and 8 hours have gone by.
Yeah, there's a focus. There's a weird focus in there, and with that focus, you could find maybe there's a maybe there's a hobby that you want to pick up. Maybe you have an old camera sitting in the fucking dust and you're just like, I want to give this a shot. Maybe I'll go outside and do this today. Trying to find positive avenues for how you're feeling that day, I think, are important day to day. And I just think that's I never know how to end these things, but I do know that the message that I'm trying to portray is understood.
Hey, Jordan, can Scottie Pippen over here give you an assist?
Yeah.
I was going to say that we've talked about this a few times on the show. We don't go into a lot of detail on it because we like to keep a little bit of kayfabe because that's part of the show too.
Yeah.
But your friendly neighborhood Jay has been in therapy. I think this year, what is it, 2025, John?
Yes.
This year I've been in therapy for 6 years. I started seeing a therapist, a behavioral therapist, when I was still active duty in the Army after I got back from my 3rd tour in Afghanistan. And upon ETS, and once I got moved back to Kansas City, I immediately went back into therapy. I do both group and individual therapy. I'm not afraid to admit this shit because I'm not saying therapy is for everyone, but I've never met somebody in therapy that therapy doesn't do something for. That's all I'm going to say. I've met many people that are very dissuaded from therapy. They've tried before. I think a lot of it has to do with the individuals and or the groups that you're, find something that works for you. And that's kind of like, it's in the same. I've had to switch therapists since I've lived in Missouri. I don't usually disclose stuff like this, but and it was not because my previous therapist was doing anything wrong. We just weren't clicking. We were not clicking. And I still need therapy. Me and that particular individual, we just weren't clicking. Not their fault.
Yeah,
not my fault.
Everyone, just kind of like how Squilini said, every dentist is different.
It doesn't mean it does not mean you stop seeking treatment. That's it.
Right.
And go ahead, Joe.
There's so many more options out there now. Like I've got my therapist. I can
speed dial.
It's through a fucking app on my phone.
Yeah.
And that's just it works better for me because, due to medical reasons, I don't have a driver's license. So we only have one car. The wife can't afford to be taken off work to take me to fucking therapy and all this shit. So, for me, it's just easier. I work from fucking home. If I need to step away for an hour for a therapy session or 30 minutes or whatever, I just fucking do it.
Well, it's fucking Star Trek. You can see them. You can see them on the goddamn screen.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the times I actually, the same computer I'm using for this podcast, I will just pull it up on the fucking web browser, dial into my fucking therapy session and fucking talk and then end it and fucking move on.
Yep. And ain't that the point? Like we're supposed to be moving on. So we're supposed to be back here next Sunday, right?
Pushing forward.
168 hours. Like some guys ask for 5 minutes. Some people ask for freaking 5 hours. Some people ask you for a day. We ask for 7 days here. 1 week, 168 hours.
At a time.
At a time. We will be here. That is our promise to you. Okay? Unless I get my ass smacked by a fucking semi accidentally on a fucking highway out here, we 3 will be here no matter what. Okay? Every week. That is our promise to you. That is also something we like to do on this show because it's a promise. Right. We will be here in 7 motherfucking days. Hell or high water. And we've seen it all in the last 5 years. We're coming up on 5 years doing this podcast. We've seen it all in 5 years. I can promise you. All 3 of us.
That's okay. Right. Oh, yeah. And of course, guys, don't forget to if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling out of whack, if you're just feeling not yourself, you could contact the National Suicide Hotline. You could text or call 988 or 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK. Guys, they're there for you today. I don't know if they get paid or if they volunteer. I'm pretty sure it's a volunteer system that they have there. Yeah, they're there for a reason. They're there for you. Don't be afraid. And obviously there's also other avenues. There's BetterHelp, and all that stuff. But this is the one that we would highly suggest. There's no subscription service. There's no
Just call them in word vomit. Just call them in word vomit. Get it. Just get it off your chest.
Yeah, it's the ER it's the ER for mental health.
Yeah,
you know, that's the place to go to. And guys, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. Explosive episode, very fun one. I couldn't have had a better time today. Guys, we're gonna see you next week. We are having a busy week ahead. There's a storm coming, so everyone needs to prepare. So stay safe with that. Make sure you prepare. Don't take all the goddamn toilet paper though, please.
Hey,
stop buying all the fucking milk and bread. You're not gonna fucking be able to do shit with it if your fucking power goes out.
Hey, and I just
no.
Before we go, I just got to bring it to everybody's attention. Today's episode was 197.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks from today, we're gonna throw a fucking party. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, but
our 200th our 200th episode is my wife's birthday.
Well, then we better do something good for it. Then we better do something good for it.
I just thought about that.
Holy
That's
shit.
her fucking birthday.
I fucking love that shit. Like 200 fucking episodes. Can you fucking believe that shit? That's a milestone. That's that final thought we just did. That's 200 times we said yes to be back in a week. That's 200 times, motherfuckers, in 3 weeks.
And that's
we're gonna fucking do it again. We're gonna fucking do it again. We're gonna fucking do it again. Fucking A. Love you guys.
Hey, guys, we love you. We'll see you next week. Drink water, fucking all that good stuff. We love you, man. Peace the fuck out.